What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Real ShowCast. I'm your host, Tommy Mack, and I've got a bit of sad news. Eric Stretch, he's back with us for season 2. That's not the sad news. The sad news is that, the audio for this first episode of season 2 somehow got jacked up. So instead of using our fancy mics and being able to mix it down all nice and pristine like you're used to, we're getting sound directly out of the cameras for this episode. So if you're just joining us, this is not the audio experience you can expect, but it is the quality of interview you can expect. And our man Alex Solowitz really opens up to us, and I can't think of a better way to open up season 2. Y'all ready? Here we go. The views expressed by the guests of The Real ShowCast do not necessarily represent the views of The Real ShowCast or its hosts. Enjoy the show.
Deedle 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 deedle. Robble 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 deedle deedle robble deedle. Welcome to the cast, The Real ShowCast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The Real ShowCast. It's the cast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Real ShowCast.
Ew.
Officially, I suppose this would be season 2.
Yes.
I mean, we'll
Sure, we
call
can
it
use that
season
term.
2.
We can use that term lightly.
So we've got a really fun guest today, an old friend of both of ours. We've got a lot of stories to tell with him.
Yes,
for
we
sure.
are very, very happy and thrilled and excited. You may recognize him if you have eyes, because he's very recognizable.
Most people have eyes.
You can finally speak about your new adventure on Hulu, with playing Tyler Carr in Veronica Mars. But we're here to talk to him about being one of the cast members of MTV's TV special Together, You plus Me equals Us. Please welcome Alex Solowitz.
Woo! Alex!
Hey guys, how you doing?
Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
All the way out here in Mongolia.
It
is
fun. You and
fun.
I, we haven't seen each other in years.
I know,
so it's
we have
really good to
not.
see you.
Yeah, it's good to see you as well.
And I think the last time that you were saying we saw each other was when you came to the house.
Yeah.
Here, and we did Snacky Shack.
Snack Shack, yeah.
So
Hilarious.
It was a long time
I
ago.
watched it last
it's like
night.
every time you come here, I put a camera in your face.
The last time we saw each other was Jones Beach.
Jones Beach.
Yes.
Holy
Yes.
moly. Wait, performing?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the last time?
Yeah, because I
Holy
don't
smokes.
think we ever did a Hollywood Nights basketball game.
I did, but
But I don't think I did with
But
you.
not
Yeah.
together.
It was.
yeah.
I like Jones Beach.
let's just keep Jones
That's
Beach.
that was nice. We're ending on a high.
The venue.
The venue is
Yeah.
so beautiful there.
It's my favorite.
It is my favorite as well.
Right behind that, the Gorge.
The Gorge, okay.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
What was the,
Beautiful.
What was the third one?
I mean, they all
Red
run
Rock?
together.
Red Rock.
Red Rock.
It's pretty dope. So.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of concerts and things like that,
Speaking of,
we would love for you to tell us about your experience and how you got involved with MTV and the TV special Together.
Okay.
Like take us back from the very, very beginning.
take
like,
us.
Way back. All right. So, what happened was I was an actor at a young age. An actor at a young age. But, I started out as a musician. I was in a band in high school. We played with, like, Hoopstink and Incubus. And
I mean, those are huge
we
names.
were called, they weren't big yet.
Yeah,
So we were playing, like, Roxy, Whiskey. And my band was called Liquid Zoo. And then...
I remember that. Yeah.
it was quite a while back ago. We did pretty decent out here. So I always loved to sing. I could pretty much play any instrument. Do you still have the Taylor?
I do. I was going to bring it today, and I forgot.
It's a great guitar.
I was going to bring it.
American-made Baby Taylor.
So
Doesn't get better.
we'll go ahead and tell this story. So we'll take a quick pause.
Quick
on
pause.
this, just to tell this guitar story. And just quick heads up too. I was hearing, I think in your headphones. I don't know if the volume on that could come down a bit. I mean, it's fine now, but it's a little earlier. Sorry. Anyway,
Now somebody knows how to edit, so you're gonna edit that out.
technical things. So yes. So he was actually going to sell this guitar And the person, they offered you like $100 or something. No, less than that. I was like, dude, I'll give you $100 for it. Like,
Yeah.
And so I bought the guitar. Always told myself I would learn, and I've taken some. I actually did take lessons.
Good.
Finally.
Good.
But I still am just, I think I just have to resign myself to the fact that I'm a drummer. I'm not a guitar player. I try.
It's not for everybody.
But no, I was going to bring it, and we could have maybe jam. What was the song? The song that
when she's the way
turns around, right?
Yeah.
So there was a song that and you played it on the big.
Yeah.
Anyway, beautiful guitar, beautiful song too,
Yes,
and I think we have some plans to potentially record that.
Yeah,
with a friend of ours.
Yeah, somebody
Ben.
from Ben. Yeah, from Israel.
Benvel Music.
Benvel Music.
Benvel Music.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben. So anyway, sorry, totally interrupted that. Okay, back to
and
being
push
an
play.
actor.
Okay, so
Actor.
so I was in bands and stuff like that, and I got a commercial agent when I was a young kid with an agency called CED, Cunningham E. DePwine. I auditioned with 300 other kids. They liked me. I was a really, really heavy kid at the time, and they called me. I got that, but then I got one commercial, an Armor All commercial, but then I didn't get good enough grades to ever get in California. You have to get past a C average in order to get a work permit.
Really?
Yeah, when you're under 18. I mean,
That's news to me.
Wow.
I know, but I mean, I should have been able to get over a C, but I didn't.
I had a work permit when I was a kid. I didn't think I had that good of grades either. But maybe I did.
So that was gone, and then I had met this other agent that I'd went to Epstein Wyckoff course at Ross. Anyways, my 18th birthday comes around, and I'm actually managing Bally's, which is now LA Fitness. In Simi Valley. So I'm managing this place, and my agent calls me and says, "Hey, I got this movie if you want to go out for it." And I was like, wow, okay, yeah, sure. My agent, Larry Corse, at the time, he calls me, and he's been my agent for over 20 years. And I go, okay. And I go down there and I audition, and I did a horrible job.
But those are always the ones that you get.
That hasn't been that was the only time I think that I was supposed to play a stupid jock. So I think messing up kind of was, they were like, perfect. They probably thought I meant to do it. He's just an idiot.
It was a choice.
But the thing is, I was just an idiot, So it wasn't an acting choice. It was just me being me. So I got this job that was only supposed to be 3 weeks, and it turned into like 10 weeks on Never Been Kissed, and that was the first movie I did with Drew Barrymore. So anyways, like right after Jessica Alba and James Franco, and Molly Shannon, and I
love that movie.
Crazy cast. I mean, everybody just did things from it. So after that, I was like, all right, I'm an actor now. At least I made some pretty
It's official.
Yeah, pretty decent cash. I don't have to work at Bally's anymore.
Yeah.
And so my agent calls me, and he says there's this MTV is doing this show about to fake spoof boy bands, and I got the script and I got the character. And they wanted a white guy who's like, who acted like street black guy, like with like, everything was in slang and like, and I had a lot of friends in high school. And I had one friend named Vinny, and he would always be like, "Yo, what's up, dog? How you doing?" Like just like talk like that.
So was he like the inspiration for?
He was the inspiration for making. Now I'm gonna get sued, and he's gonna like want to, for breach.
You owe it all to Vinny.
I owe it all to Vinny.
You didn't say last name.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So, anyways, so I go in this room, and I. Of course, every band like Hoopstank and Incubus, they all get signed. My band doesn't get signed, so I was like, all right, this music thing isn't going to work out. Acting seems to be doing good. So I go Nancy Nair's office, who was the casting director at the time for the movie. I go and I read for the role of Mickey Park, and I was the first one casted for the show, and it was just it was like what's it? Spinal Tap of boy bands.
Yes,
basically.
Forgive me, was the movie first?
The movie was first.
Okay.
Yeah. So the movie was first, and you know, we were in Canada, and we were all young, you know, or mostly young, and we.
Well, there was the Big Brother type.
There was
probably
there was
a
Kevin
little
Farley,
Right.
who was not necessarily young. He was in his 30s.
He was still young.
Yeah, still,
Right?
yeah.
I mean,
now
on, man.
he's a kid.
Right.
Yeah.
He's a baby.
He's a baby. But anyway, at the time, I was like, wow, this dude's really old, you know? And
Kids are dumb.
Thanks for listening.
yeah. But he could dance better than I could. I'll give him that, because I was an awful dancer. But he
Really? He breaks it down? He shakes a leg? Cuts a rug?
Yeah, he does. He really does. He can dance. Dude can dance. So
I need to look that up.
yeah, no. So I was the first person casted. So I was like, this is perfect. But I knew it. You know, like a role was just so perfect, and I knew how to play that character of Mickey, and I could sing, and I knew I could sing. So, and I sang Boys to Men.
Sure.
You know, we always used to do
Our old go-to,
our old
End of the
go-to.
Road.
Yeah, End of the Road, exactly.
We would close out Dimples every time with that song.
Yeah, good old Dimples.
Bye, Dimples.
I know, it's gone. And I just, I got the show, and we went to Canada, and we shot it, and we had no idea what would happen. And we premiered the show in New York, and it was the biggest. It got put up the biggest numbers MTV ever had.
Amazing.
Or any cable show at the time it ever had.
Yeah,
So
it was a massive.
it was like,
massive,
yeah, it was like
huge
the
show.
boy in the plastic bubble. You know,
Well,
like-
every time that I've been talking about people about you coming to join us on the Real ShowCast, I was like,
Right.
oh yeah, I remember that. Like they remember vividly.
yeah,
You know,
it's crazy,
nostalgic,
right?
for sure.
It's
Did you believe it was happening? Like as it's happening, are you? Cause a lot of people we talk to, they're like, I didn't really accept it at first, because I'm like, okay, this is a trick. Like it's not gonna,
Right.
This is something's gonna happen, right? but then time goes on. I was like, no, okay, this is really succeeding. Like, this
Yeah.
is, how did you handle that? Like what was that feeling like?
I mean, it was fantastic. There's nothing, as you guys know, better than playing in front of huge audiences that know your songs, and it was never supposed to be as big as it was.
Yeah, did you ever have was the contract saying the film and then
no,
possible anything like
No,
that?
no,
So
no,
this
no,
is
no.
all happening in real time.
So beautiful.
So they didn't.
That's the beauty of it. That's a very good thing.
So they didn't have you tied down.
They
to
didn't have
anything.
me. They didn't have us tied
There weren't
down
those
to
in
anything.
perpetuity
Yeah.
situations.
Yeah, seriously. So the show was so huge, and the songs and the album was so huge that MTV's wanting to have a talk with us.
Oh yeah,
And,
I bet they do.
Yeah, so we were
Sure
in
they did.
MTV in Santa Monica. Go down there, and we're all there, and they're like, "We want to offer you guys a show. What do you guys want?"
That's
That's
a
nice.
great opening line.
I think I should lawyer up.
That's exactly. Well, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was like, okay, I'll take it. Whatever.
If you got pizza, I'll take a pizza.
Seriously.
I mean,
That's
pizza
exactly
and a
how it
beer.
was. But the old timers like, whoa.
That's when it's good to have.
Yeah, it is.
To be,
it is.
to be wise.
To be wise.
Yes.
Yes.
Stupid
so,
kids.
dumb kids. Because I literally would have
Again,
worked
thank you
for.
listening.
Hey, we were all kids once.
Oh my gosh!
Right? I mean,
yeah.
hey,
I literally would have worked for pizza.
I'm literally talking about us.
Just
Yeah.
rent money and pizza.
Right.
So,
Oh, for sure.
but what we did was we were told that we
Somewhere
should all-
there's an executive kicking himself right. Crap, I couldn't just been renting pizza. Dang it.
Yeah, Brian Graydon, I remember, was the executive at the time. He offered us the deal, and basically was like, "What do you guys want?" And what we did do is we all came together. We all got one lawyer for all
Good.
of
That's
us.
the way to do it.
Yeah, it works well.
We didn't work through our agents. Were all working as one unit,
Good.
and we had one lawyer, and we got the biggest deal MTV had ever offered to any of their talent, even
At the time?
Carson. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Per episode, yeah. And,
Wow.
And Carson was doing TRL at the time, so it was insane.
Insane. Yeah.
You know.
Like life changing.
Oh,
That's amazing.
Yeah, huge life change.
Like not just like I can quit my job, but I can quit my job, and this is pretty comfortable, right?
Yeah, exactly. And if I'm smart, I can retire. You know, it's like it was,
Invest in-
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Was it different for you because you were playing a character.
I was,
Right.
yes.
So you were playing a character, and then when you guys just went on to like touring and to do the TV show, you were still playing that character.
It was
So how was it like doing live shows in front of huge audiences?
very difficult.
Yeah. So
because
talk a little bit about that.
like you guys, No Authority was very, very. You guys were great.
I mean, we had characters
You did.
to a degree, right?
To a degree.
But you're still you.
But we were playing ourselves.
And you guys were, you could all sing and you can all dance.
Well, thanks.
We didn't have that
That dynamic didn't exist there.
No. It was
So that's what made it so cute.
we could all do the root. But when they were like
entertaining.
harmonies, we're like, what's a harmony? We don't do harmony. Yeah. So and Kevin was like, oh, I can talk, yeah.
That's a good thing to be able to do.
baby.
Thank you.
Like stuff like that. And
Awesome.
and another crazy thing was went with record deals and contracts.
Which wasn't in the initial. That's so amazing.
So
that's like-
we went over to they got us a record deal with TVT.
Yeah, I remember that.
TVT, and TVT says the same thing. What do you guys want?
Yeah.
We'll give you whatever you want.
Is this real life?
And-
Can people always come to me with like this?
I know, right?
What do you
It
want?
was-
Hi, nice to meet you. What do you want?
It was such a ride. It
I like
was
that.
insane. And we told him, well, I want my own, album, and like I want,
That was a real thing that you said,
That was-
wasn't it? I could feel the
Let me
realism
tell
in
you,
that.
I don't remember the president of TVT's name. I know he's a douchebag, and he went bankrupt, and he owes everybody money.
Holy smokes.
He still owes like each of us $250,000.
Oh, my
They
goodness.
just like it
Pending.
was, yeah.
Well, you
it
just
was-
call him a douchebag, so you probably won't ever get that.
No, I think he's in jail actually.
Oh, he's doing the Perlman.
Yeah, he's doing the
Perlman.
Perlman dance. Yeah, so three hots and a cot is what he's getting. So, we literally each went into his office and told him what we wanted.
Yeah.
And we got it.
What was the most ridiculous thing that was asked for? Not necessarily by you, but
I
by
said that by us that we wanted to be paid for the studio time.
Okay.
We wanted to be paid per song. We wanted to have points on the album. We wanted
These things aren't
creative-
ridiculous. These are like real.
Well, yeah, but
They're tough to get.
Yeah, you don't get.
But they're real.
But like,
things.
you don't get paid to. Usually they take that from album sales.
Yeah, of
Sure.
course.
Sure.
That wasn't
So
happening.
you want to make the money.
Yeah, we want to
before
make the money
while making
the money.
Right.
And then when that money comes in, we're going to take that money too.
And they said yes.
And they said yes.
Yes. Oh, success story.
This is
I
like
actually-
the
That makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Some of the other people that we've had on here, it's always like wah wah, get a penny. Good for you.
We'll get it. No, there's a lot of want-wahs in my story.
But right now, let's just celebrate. That
Okay,
one.
we're celebrating.
But
Okay.
the want-wahs are a lot easier to digest once you've had a lot of
Well, the problem is when you have too many the wah-wah comes. Takes a long time, and when it comes, it's like wah-wah. You're like, I'm gonna get you.
The highs are high.
riding high all that time, and now wait, what's this?
What is
Yeah.
this? Why is nobody
Reality?
calling me? So, that's what happened. Then we got the show. We did. We got picked up for another season.
How many
and
seasons did you?
We did like 2 seasons, and we got the back. I think we did like 30 episodes, something like that. So we did pretty.
Yeah, that's great.
We did really good.
Yeah.
And we could have continued, but Michael died. Right. So and Michael was having a lot of problems.
Now, were you guys aware of his illness during the entire time? Because I feel like, as I remember being a viewer, that it just happened like that. Like it was just all of a sudden.
Yeah, well,
like that
we
to you
were
guys as well?
aware, but it was like a funny thing. Like we were like, they got this sick kid to play a sick kid.
Yeah.
So, but we were like, we didn't no idea that it was
How serious it was?
how serious it was. We're like, dude's in admission. He's like, remission,
Right.
And he's fine, and he was fine. He was, in great spirits and health, and he was there and with it. And then as we were shooting the show, it's taxing for a young kid. I mean, we're working 16-hour days. There's no 12-hour
turnaround.
with SAG-AFTRA, there's a turnaround time, which is 12 hours. They're in Canada, it's 10 hours. And in Canada, it took us an hour to get to our our apartments and an hour back. So we're 14 hours.
Right.
Yeah, it's a long days.
Long days. Yeah.
And then it's like,
5 days
okay,
a week.
You're trying to find time to eat and sleep, and that's pretty much
exactly.
Right.
Eat, sleep, and that's
And
it.
shoot.
Yeah. And then we got such an incredible deal because even on top of that money, they were giving us a huge amount of per diem. They were paying for all of our stay. I mean, like we're in these, we're in the Georgia suites, we're in the Sutton for a year, and we're in Georgia suites. I mean, it was just like incredible.
Were you at least getting overtime, or is that how that?
Yeah, we got really good. I mean, we did well.
Good.
Yeah, we did well. We got whatever we wanted. I mean, we really did. And
But like, but it was taxing, obviously.
it was.
Well, I mean, it
At the
became a
time-
beast.
Yeah, at the time, I was like, oh my God. This is awful.
And like now you're like praying, praying for days like that.
I just want a week of making that kind of money. You know what I'm saying? So it was just like, it was, I was like, oh, really? We would all, and then we got, we all got.
Gotta go make a bunch of money. Gosh. Stupid.
Because when you're about 19, 20?
Yeah.
Yeah.
19, 20, 21. And then we became pricks and we were like, leave me alone. We're in our trailers and we didn't want to come out from
You did that?
Creating monsters.
We would just give our PAs shit.
A little bit?
A little bit.
That's
yeah.
funny.
We would, our PA would get, me and Kevin would be in the trailer and me and Kevin would be in the trailer and she'd knock and he'd take down his pants and he'd grab his dick and he'd just start stroking. What? And she'd open the door and he'd be like, no, don't come in, don't go. Just.
Oh my God.
But that's how we were,
Oh wow.
He would always take. Kevin would always take.
Thanks, Kevin.
Yeah, he would always.
What a
take
great
his
visual.
pants.
Kevin, he was almost like we talked about maybe having him here today. But
Yes,
Kevin, you're missing out.
he is missing out.
Unless you're, never mind.
He's on tour right now, and he's.
Is that right?
Yeah, I believe he's on tour right now. He's doing his
the comedy.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
He's doing comedy tour. So he's doing.
So, I mean, that had to be such an amazing experience. When did it finally start coming to an end? And do we have to talk about the wah-wahs of that? Maybe the
Of
wah-wahs?
course, we gotta talk
They're
about
always want walls.
Yeah.
So when you are young, and I grew up a very, very heavy kid. I didn't kiss a girl till I was 17, and it was playing spin the bottle, and the girl didn't even want to kiss me. So it was like that's how and
Gosh.
no, seriously, I'm not. Do I really have to? We really. So I mean, who gets their
They
first?
knew the
kiss?
rules going into it. Come on.
Yeah, but it sucks to be the consolation prize.
Yeah, exactly. Totally.
I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah, but you know what? It made me really
Appreciate the good kisses.
Yes, it made me. I think it made me a better person, have a better personality, and I think.
Yeah, I mean, good-looking people, they don't have to have a personality. Like they just get by on their look.
Yeah,
You guys
They
are
really-
standing right here. Right here.
For sure.
How'd you know we were talking about you?
You guys never had problems like that, but those are my issues. From 9th to 12th grade is just awful. So when I lost all the weight and I worked very, very hard to lose all of it, I ran bleachers, and I remember I'd run the bleachers and I'd have kids seeing me run and be like, "Run, fat ass, run!"
Oh, God, kids are the worst. You guys are the worst.
Stupid kids.
Don't do that. Don't do that. So, they can be pretty nasty. Anyways,
When you got the bod, you wanted to be like, I'm gonna take advantage of this now.
and you start believing the
hype.
Yeah.
And you go to New York, we were in New York, and we'd all stay, as we were talking about earlier. They'd have palaces for us to stay at. We had a whole floors. We each had floors to ourselves.
What?
So they would give the VJs, and they would give this,
Like an MTV compound of sorts?
It was a giant compound for anybody in MTV, and it was a huge, skyscraper building, and we were
Filled with
It just goodness. And they'd take us down to MTV, and we couldn't. We were no longer could walk on the street or go to the mall or
especially to get like
as a group.
As a group. And I have such
together.
my look is very like
Yeah,
some of them
you
can
recognize you if
blend
you have
in.
eyes.
Yeah, but I have like a distinct jawline and
you're very recognizable. Even your stance, the way you stand,
which is like
when I walked out just because I thought
there
that
he
was you, and you were facing the other direction.
Yeah.
But I saw you got kind of a little
I do.
lean.
My posture's
and I
off.
was like, Solowitzki.
There he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Solowitzki.
So-
Alex Solowitz.
They take us to MTV and they, New York, and we have bodyguards and like we get in there and they're trying to impress us, and they
Got to keep those girls back.
Yeah, they had huge pictures of us, of each of us, when you walk in the building. This is MTV Capital, it was
Right.
like, and we were just, and then I became an asshole. And then I became one of those
Alex.
kids. I became one of those kids.
Did you become your character? Was it like a funny sort of, or just asshole?
I'd like to think that I was a good guy, but comparatively to like my moral and my
In hindsight,
I was a little shit,
Yeah.
I was just like, I started to kind of become my character.
Yeah.
And I just thought, my shit didn't stink.
Right.
And like,
I think that we all, at some point or another, fall victim to not necessarily becoming a jerk or an asshole per se, right?
Right.
But I think we all have had moments at least where we're like, I kind of wish I hadn't done that or said, I wish I had done this a little bit differently. Like I think we all have that. So I mean, I'm sure you don't kick yourself about it anymore.
I don't.
But
I mean,
just know I think we all have had moments.
Let me tell you. I mean, I had an extremely long moment doing that, and
Yeah.
I remember we'd be like, "Haha, Dad, I make more money than you." Like stuff. I mean, like I
Yeah,
love
it's kind of
I would never, like
stupid
that's not how I was raised.
Yeah.
Stupid kids. I come from like a good Jewish family, and it was just like I was like, yeah, I grew up on the streets, and I was kicked out of my house at 16, which is somewhat true. I was kicked out of my house,
Yeah.
but I didn't want to go to school. My dad said, if you don't go to school, you can't stay under my roof. So I was like,
So it's kind of a choice.
yeah, it was a choice.
Bad choice.
Yeah.
Bad choice.
So this, were you being an asshole while you guys were still being together, or was this like after?
Was
it just like it's a wrap? Season's done.
We had no idea of the celebrity that came with Together until, because we were in Canada.
Right.
And they had
right.
much music in Canada, and they didn't bring Together out there until much later.
Yeah. Okay.
So, nobody recognized any of us in Canada, even up into the show. And then we'd come to New York.
So you're like building this.
What's going
You're
on?
building this
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
mad machine over here and don't even know it
Don't even
exists.
know it. Yeah.
That's
So,
wild. Wow.
so it took, first of all, end of the second season, Michael died.
Right.
Yeah.
He could barely, towards the end, he couldn't. We could see that he was
Struggling.
Yeah, struggling. He couldn't sing,
Yeah.
and with his breaths, he would just. That's how he would breathe. So it was just sad. I mean, I didn't know. I had no idea that what was going on.
Yeah.
And I remember. We were doing a pirate ship episode, and he was really sick, and his mom. And at the time, I remember being upset, and I was just like, seriously, like this is bullshit. He's just faking it, like he just doesn't want to work. So I'm out here working 80 hours a week, and you got this kid, making the same that I'm making. I mean, this is the thoughts that are going through my head.
Yeah.
I'm ashamed of those thoughts today,
Right.
but I'm going to be straight up. I mean, that's was going through my head, and I remember his mom. It was a big snowstorm, and his mom, who was always there, great lady named Gloria, she drove him home, and they got stuck in their car, and his mom went to go get help or something like that, and he went into the coma. He went. And
Oh, wow.
Ambulance had to get him, and then it got so bad to where he couldn't speak anymore. So then they would journal. You know, he would write down his thoughts to his parents, and then his parents would write back, and then.
Oh, that's awful.
It was awful, and it just got worse and worse and worse, and then he died, and we were like, "What?" Like, it just was like real.
Yeah.
It was just like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, it was insane. And then we all went to the funeral, and there was thousands of people there because Michael was huge in Canada. I mean, he was huge. So, just his, you know, how much money he raised for, you know, cancer and stuff like that, and what he did, and people flew in from everywhere, and you know, David Hasselhoff came in. They were at LA Entertainment Tonight was there. Everybody was there, and you know, just I remember the saddest thing was when they were reading Michael's conversation,
The journal
before he passed.
Yeah, to his parents.
Yeah.
And it was just like, oh my God, what, you know. So at this time, we were all working so long. And it was nonstop. We had no time to ourselves, you know. I mean, none. We were starting to bicker, you know. We had toured and we had done everything, and it was just Michael died.
But you continued to shoot?
No, that's when we were like,
It's done.
it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. We all collectively said it's done.
I mean,
And MTV was behind that, I assume. They were they supported that.
They supported
decision.
that.
That's
yeah.
good.
They supported that decision. And then you know, I went home and you know, I was able to buy a house by then. I was like awesome. Right. And then
back to LA.
Back to LA.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, so I flew back here, and then I lived like a rock star, as opposed to living like a working actor or an out of work actor.
Yes.
Excuse me.
I believe we may have spent a few nights
Absolutely.
debauchery and such.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, for sure.
I think I was around for some of that.
You were absolutely around for some of it. Dimples.
We were just
that's all you have to say.
we were stupid kids.
Yeah, stupid kids. So, you know, but it I would turn down jobs. I would, like, you know,
Just too busy having fun over here. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. Spending money on like all these new cool friends that I have, and I'm always somehow paying the bill for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it was just like,
no, that worked.
How long did that go until you were like, all right, time to just take the next step in what your career is?
I had to lose everything.
Yeah. Okay.
I lost everything. I mean,
like literally
lost everything. Yeah, rock bottom. I decided I didn't want to be in a house anymore, and I wanted to live in hotels. So I decided to do that, and you know
that can get pretty expensive.
When you're staying at the chateau, it's like, you know, $500 a night. You know, it's like you know, in the Roosevelt, and like,
holy moly.
And sell my house, you know, like I wasn't thinking.
You sold the house so that you could go stay more nights in the hotel.
Exactly. Yes.
That's insane.
Wow.
It is insane. And I remember.
Wow.
I remember my bank account going down and down and down. And I remember it being at $100,000. And then I remember.
When you're saying down, and you're still at 100, though, that's impressive.
Yeah. No.
But
it was. It was
according to what you were used to.
Yes. $100,000 was awful at the time.
And now you're down to 5 digits.
Then I was down to 40,000. I remember that mark, you know. And then I was living in an apartment. You know, it was a smart move. And then because I couldn't stay at the hotels anymore at 40 G's. So, and then I remember being down to 10,000. Now, instead of thinking about rent or anything like that, I decided to go to Guitar Center because I wanted to be a DJ, and I bought $8,000 worth of equipment.
Oh my goodness.
So you're saying you're a pretty good investor.
Yeah. So your money management skills are just top notch.
They were top notch.
We should call you for advice on these things.
Yeah, for sure. So I mean, it took what it took, and it just got real bad real quick.
So was there a moment when you're just like, okay, that's it, gotta do something different here?
Yeah, I did, and it worked for a little while.
Yeah.
And I managed to get myself out of the gutter, start working again. And then I was, on to the next phase of my career, which is doing movies like Alpha Dog.
Exactly. Well,
Right.
that's going into that. So
What was the next thing that you did?
I did Just Shoot Me, and then I did Everybody Loves Raymond.
Okay, so some TV roles.
Yeah, TV roles
Before the movies? Mm-hmm. Okay.
before the movies, and then
So interesting that how you got success in this industry in the first place, which was the acting, never been kissed, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Going into the rock star phase, and now you're going technically kind of back to your roots.
Yeah. Back to my, but those aren't my roots because I never took a drama class in my life. I was a musician to start with. I can play any.
And you still
instrument.
haven't taken any acting classes, right?
No. I have. I have. So I took recently.
Okay.
And I did that YouTube video of I was so sick.
That's what I was.
And I couldn't go to the gym because I live at the gym. If I'm not at home with my dog and my fiance, I'm at the gym.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah,
cool.
She's awesome. She's my world, and my dog is.
Oh, I was talking about the dog. Congratulations on the fiance too. That's cool as well.
And I actually have an 18-year-old daughter who's amazing.
18?
Yeah, she's 18. I know, it's crazy, right? Crazy.
I still think I'm 18. That's crazy.
I remember we were doing Wango Tango when my baby's mother was 8 months pregnant, and she's 8 months pregnant. She's watching Nelly Furtado in the front.
Wango Tango is the Kiss FM Los Angeles concert that JoJo
JoJo does.
hosts,
Yeah, and JoJo was hosting it. So Nelly Furtado was singing, and I was like, I want to go see her, and I don't want to be back here. I'll go sit with Jen, my 8-month-old baby's mother. And we were friends since I was like 12. So I go there, and everybody, it was like stupid. Like, why would you do that?
Yeah.
And I knew it was. I knew not to go in.
Of course.
I knew I couldn't
and it
do
starts
that.
like this, right? It's like.
Next
thing you know,
that's it. And I just have security automatically surrounding us, and we have to run.
Yeah.
So she's 8 months pregnant, running out of Dodger Stadium to get to the VIP section so we could, it was just insane. I mean, that's just the insanity of it.
So that was your kid's first concert.
That was the first
Thanks, Nelly.
So yeah, my daughter Kaylee, who's 18, and she's a fantastic singer. She's an actress as well.
Great.
So where were we? Where was by before?
Oh, so now you're going back to making money in this industry through acting.
Okay, so I was thinking to myself that can I become a better actor? These are the questions that go through my head. I mean, how can you? And as I said in my YouTube video, I can't teach a person how to sing. If you can't carry a tune, you never are going to sing. I'm sorry, dude. Play the piano, play the guitar. You might be able to do that.
There has to be a certain level of natural.
There has to be
ability.
There has to be,
absolutely.
Yes,
right.
There has to be a pretty decent level of natural ability
to be a good singer.
To be a good singer, but I mean, now with Melodyne and stuff, you don't.
Oh,
we can.
It's like every singer sounds the same, basically.
Right. So, but I wanted to know if I can make myself a better. Because I could improve my piano playing.
Right.
I just practice.
Yeah.
Practice. Guitar. I can improve my guitar playing. But can I become a better actor?
But good for you.
Yeah.
And it was just a fat kid thing.
So you decided.
I had that.
You decided. Okay, so this is something that I'm actively doing and working on and making money. I want to see if I can get better at it.
Yeah.
That's
and,
good for you.
You know, this was, you know, when we get to the second portion, after the first want, then I started doing I got Alpha Dog, and then I got a bunch of other movies, and you know, like Ghost World, and
well, your IMDb is very impressive.
Thank you. It's 25 years of you know. It's my
What
dad.
was the Christmas one that I saw you in? And
All American Christmas.
was that a wig?
It was funny,
Right?
It was.
Tell me that was a wig.
What do they call those things?
It's like a mullet.
A mullet. That's it. A mullet. So
It's awesome.
and
blowing in the wind.
it was like $2,000 for that mullet, right? Serious.
Real quick, one of my favorite scenes is like when you're just coming on the motorcycle down the street and like you look at me like. Somebody drove by and you're like,
Yeah, that's right.
random stranger, like little click gun. Hilarious.
That's funny. Yeah. So they let me. I kept that mullet, and I would go out. You know, I was still going out a lot, and I would go out in LA wearing the mullet.
That's so good.
And then I would just wear the mullet. It was awesome.
Would you get weird? Like, did you ever catch anyone taking a picture of you with the mullet?
No. I mean, it was. You know. I mean,
you know that happened. You know somebody was behind you, like, look at this chick.
and it was just it was just for fun, you know. Like it wasn't because like I was like recognizable or anything like that.
No,
it was
just to
like
go out and have
God with a mullet, you know. It's kind of cool. It was a cool thing to do. Put a hat on.
If only we
mullet.
could all do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Mullet world.
Right. So, and I was doing a lot of different films and at that time in my life, and you know, and I somehow got back, climbed up the ladder again. You know, I mean, I went from just like nothing, you know, to somehow working, you know, just working and working. And then I was probably 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I started gaining weight again. And I actually got back up to 350 pounds.
Really?
Yeah. And there's
350.
Yeah, if you look at
a lot
my
of pounds.
if you look at my Facebook, there's actually a picture of me doing a Lifetime movie called The Deadliest Lesson, where I was 350, and I have a shaved head, and I mean I was just like,
wow. I'm saying, like, it's weird because you think about all the movies that you've done, but like I don't remember there ever being any evidence of you at that weight. Like I've never.
That's the only.
There was like one.
There was one movie.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is they just gave me the job. They hired me. Like it was like they offered it to me.
so they're picturing.
They're picturing this buff. You know,
right.
Yeah. You walk into set.
And I walk into set and I'm 350 pounds.
Oh, wow. that must have been an awkward.
That probably didn't feel great.
Was there a conversation?
There was like, who's that? That's not the headshot we have. Because I was using my old headshot where I was thin, you know, and it was just like, well, I mean, I can still do the role, you know, I'm just a little bit bigger, you know, and then.
That must have felt, I mean, oh man. I can't imagine like that for you must have felt just like hey guys, you know.
You know what? At the time, I was so out of control.
Really?
Yeah. My life had spun so out of control that I didn't know that you know, I had crashed the car, and then they rented me a car, and I crashed that car, and then they had to hire somebody to pick me up and take me home.
Wow.
So you'd stop crashing cars.
So I stopped crashing cars.
That was a good move.
Yeah. And I mean, I was always able to act in you know, in bad shape.
And do the job.
Right.
Yes.
And regardless of what in fact, I thought I'd have to be a certain way in order to act, in order to get to wherever I needed to be. You know, I was drinking and just doing all sorts of bad stuff. And
that persona, almost like the rock star persona,
for sure,
the actor version of it, right?
for sure, and you know, and it was just miserable. And then you know, I got in trouble doing, you know, just, you know, drinking and driving and you know, stuff like that, and then the well dried up again, you know, and this, now I'm in my, now I have a pretty decent resume, and I remember my dad, he was like, he held up my, this is awful. He held up my resume and he goes, look at your body of work. And he goes, what would you say, what kind of person do you think this person is? Is this a successful person? Anybody would say yes. And then he would say, look at yourself. And I'd be like, oh my God. Like,
wow,
I'm a mess.
Yeah.
Because I did a lot of work, but I had nothing, nothing, nobody, it was just like, it was awful.
Just living as if the faucet would never turn off. Right?
Living as if the faucet would never turn off, and then just not caring anymore.
Yeah. That's gotta be
just not, it was rough. It's hard, like to be in this business for 20 years is like, it'll kill, it's killed a lot of people.
It really has.
I mean, people like, you don't even think, who are just you think are just living the life. And then all of a sudden, like Heath Ledger dead and or, everybody.
So many.
Hoffman, and so many of them,
And was that a turning point for you?
Yeah, there was a huge. It took a little bit more than that, but yeah, that was a huge turning point.
It was like one of the things that you're like, okay, now I'm gonna work on myself and make some changes. And
yeah, sure. It took a little bit more than that,
right?
And I was still somehow I lost the weight again. That I can do. I can. When my will kicks in, I can,
of course,
focus on I can live in a gym, and so I got that straightened up, and then I see myself going off the deep end again, getting roles,
well, at least
working.
You're noticing the patterns.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. But yeah, and the times would get shorter and shorter and shorter. You know what I'm saying? I'd have these great runs of like these great films, and then, and I thought I was like, dude, you're gonna die. Like my arms, like look at that. It's from a compound fracture, motorcycle accident. I've broken every bone in my. I've been in a coma from motorcycle accidents.
Wow.
So.
Living on the edge,
not caring,
just
and thinking that my artistic ability can only be found if I'm in another state of mind.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean?
I 100%
so
know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. So and it's just a lie that I told myself, and it took a lot. It took me to just to getting a show, another show. It's like, seriously, I got another show. Like, I booked another show, and of course I get a series regular on a Fox show. I won't name the show, but get a series regular on the show, and then I decided to reward myself by going out, and I had a call time in the morning, and I didn't show up. The producer says, if you do it again, you're done. And of course I do it again. And I get a call from production saying, you're not welcome back on set.
Wow.
So now I go, now I'm like, this is probably 6 years ago, something like that. And I'm like, wow. Now I don't think there's any more bites of the apple. Like,
you're like yourself, like, would I hire me?
Yeah,
That's
and no, no, I wouldn't. Would I represent me? No, Absolutely not, because it reflects bad on them. You know, these people that have believed in me for.
When you think about the amount of money, right, on set, it's not just other actors and crew. Like, if they can't shoot because you're not there, it's like that's a lot.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, and I don't. I mean, but it is about the other people. It is about the.
It's about all of that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like when you make it more about when you think about yourself, right? When you're in that kind of place,
Yeah.
you don't think about that stuff,
Right?
You're like, oh
Well, it's selfish. You're constantly,
exactly. And I always, I have such good work ethic. I really do. You know, when I'm on my game, I pride myself on my work ethic, and I pride myself on the way I treat other humans. You know, other people, and I pride myself on my integrity and my morality, my morals, and that just it can change like that.
Yeah.
You know, like that. And it took 20 years of just beating the shit out of me to finally realize that, dude, that's it. You're not getting any more bites of the apple. Like, you're not. This is it. Like, you're done. You're not going to act again. You know, you could try, but nobody's going to ever hire you again. So then I have to stop thinking of being better just for a certain part. And I have to just say to myself, maybe this is it. I just need to be better.
Just be better as a human. Yeah.
And stop thinking about the industry. You know, if it's meant to be, then it'll happen.
Yeah.
And it's all I know how to do is music. I can play any instrument and put it in my hand. I can play it or figure it out and act. And that's just, I've been blessed to have a gift, and I don't know where it comes from. I think it comes from music, because acting and music are very similar. You know, we put ourselves out there on the stage, and it's kind of the same thing. It's very, very similar. You know, the heart we put out for music is the same heart we put out for acting.
Just being an entertainer in general and performing live or taped, you know. But but I mean, that's you're giving up a part of yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
You really
literally
are.
putting yourself out there for people to take it, but they will judge it, not judge it, accept it, not accept it.
And there's a certain type of personality that excels at that, and with that come a lot of pitfalls.
It does,
you know. But it sounds like at this point you're digging yourself, you're figuring it out.
Well, I figured out that I don't need anything to make me better.
Right.
Good.
You know,
right?
better. Like I figured out that I don't need help, any outside help. Like I mean, I need a community, but
it starts.
It starts with exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And so for whatever reason, my manager stuck with me. For whatever reason, my agent stuck with me. And I wouldn't have, to be honest.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of talented people out there that aren't working, you know?
Right.
And we were just talking about earlier, like you had a really great year last year and this year.
Yes.
So
we're going to get into that soon. But right now, it's time for 7 questions, 7 questions, 7 questions before you win.
What do you win?
Well, Eric, tell him what he wins.
Oh, thank you so much. You get a cassette tape that was found in my mom's attic of No Authority single, Can I Get Your Number?
It may or may not work.
It may or may not work, or do you have a device?
In it.
Or do you have a device that would even play it? That's what makes it so fun.
All of these questions and more will be answered.
That's what's going through my head.
All right, are you ready to play 7 questions?
Absolutely.
All right.
How you want to go first?
I
would like to go first. All right. Question number 1 in 7 questions. Alex, please tell us the number 1 song in America the day Together aired on MTV February 21st, 2000.
The day it first aired.
It was had to have been Christina Aguilera.
No.
Or
Close.
Britney Spears.
I feel like this is a band that people have forgotten about.
Yep.
But they were massive.
It was a duo.
Evan and Jared?
No, good guess though. That brought back some memories.
You know, I was talking about earlier
and
before.
JoJo?
I would like to, plant in my.
Casey and JoJo?
I like to,
He gets vegetables out of his.
Vegetables out of my
Garden.
Huh?
I wanna stand with you.
Yes, not that one.
But the other one.
Savage.
Savage Garden.
Yes, you nailed it. Wow, it's
You could
awesome.
not have got it done better.
I said I did one of their songs.
You did, yeah.
I
Truly, Madly, Deeply.
Truly, Madly, Deeply. Yeah.
I feel like, because this band has come up a bunch while we've been doing these interviews, and I'm like, they were massive.
Yeah.
And I feel like people forgot about them.
Yeah.
We need to go back to the garden.
we need to go back to
Go back to the garden.
Back to the garden.
We'll see Garden at the Garden
Yeah.
in New York.
New York.
Okay, question number 2.
Yeah.
Name the only boy band to have a number 1 song in America in the year 2000.
There was only one.
In the year 2000. Year 2000.
We're good.
Yeah. I don't know. I wonder if everybody will get that.
Conan.
Okay, yeah.
Conan will get it.
Conan
He watches he listens to us all the time. Real ShowCast.
You
Conan's
will
favorite.
now. Okay, so the only boy band to
have a number 1 song
In all of
in
2000.
that year, and I found this to really, this blew my mind that there was
Yeah.
only one.
Only one.
Backstreet, NSYNC.
There you go.
Okay.
And
Shape of My Heart. No, that's
Backstreet.
That's Backstreet. Tear paper.
Yes, perfect. Tear up my heart.
Tear up my
Yes,
heart.
nailed it.
tearing up my paper heart. Tearing up my paper heart.
I thought that was interesting. I thought there would be a lot more than that.
Yeah.
That's the only one.
Really?
Well, according to the
Wikipedia? Really? According to the Google?
According to Urban Dictionary.
The Google.
according to Alexa.
So did you get that or?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay, you got it.
Yeah, sure.
I think you did the best.
Maybe not, but we'll figure it out. We'll see how it does at the end. All right.
Oh, it sucks.
Name this celebrity as fast as you can with all the questions that and the hints that we're going to give you.
Okay.
Hint number 1. She is 5'1".
Christina Aguilera.
Nope.
Okay, so
Good guess.
you know 3 things now.
Oh,
It's a female.
yeah.
She's alive.
Right, she's 5'1".
She's 5, and she's Okay. Should we do it a second?
It's question number. Yeah.
Okay.
Hint number 2.
She attended a Catholic high school in Huntington Woods, Michigan.
It's Britney's. No. She's not from Michigan.
All right. Hint number 3.
Yeah.
Her first credited debut was in the movie Pootie Tang. I'm sorry, that's fun to say.
Pootie Tang. Oh, man.
Don't you worry.
There are more clues. She has one of the most recognizable voices as a Disney princess.
Oh, Hannah Montana. What's her name? She does that Wrecking Ball song.
As a Disney princess?
Is it Disney? Oh, it's
Get
what?
the last clue.
I'm not gonna get this because I don't
Yes,
even
you
know who it
will.
is.
Last hint.
right.
She was your co-star
Mandy Moore.
as Veronica.
Oh, Kristen Bell. Really?
Kristen Bell.
Oh, how could I not know that?
Because it's too recent. It's too.
Because I'm thinking musicians.
Yeah, see, we like to switch it up here.
Oh,
We like
okay.
to really confuse our guests.
and you were
Totally.
thinking back to like 2000.
I was.
too, right?
You guys are really say milk, real quick, and then
milk.
Lemonade around the corner.
no,
Fudge
yeah,
Sundae?
no, and then what do cows drink? Say milk 3 times really quick.
Milk.
milk.
What do cows drink?
Grass.
Water.
You guys are like the only people.
Cows
that
don't
get
drink
that.
grass.
No, most people say milk.
Milk, right? Which would just but you know what? Baby cows drink milk.
Bam.
Technically, that's
good.
Snap.
Calves drink
I
milk.
can't believe I didn't know that. I'm bad.
All right. Question number 4. I think you have 2.
Go ahead.
Oh, is it my go?
Yeah.
What was the first TV movie on MTV to air without commercials?
Together.
Yes.
Nailed that one.
Yeah.
Way to go, bro. Nailed that one.
I was gonna say something like undressed. Or something.
Was there ever an addressed movie?
No, there wasn't.
Oh, okay, I was about to be terrified.
Yeah.
All right. What Jack London book is now in post-production
Call of the Wild.
Film adaptation.
Oh, that's interesting.
How do you know that?
How do you know that?
Because I'm in it.
Oh, you're in it.
That's so funny.
That's one of my favorite books as a kid.
Yeah, that one and Everybody Poops.
And
It's
Old Yeller.
right neck and neck.
Well, you have Everybody Poops. It was that and Old Yeller, or Where the Red Fern Grows.
Yes.
Any of these
That's so
basic
funny.
children books.
And that film would be coming out
Christmas.
Yes.
Awesome.
That's
I'm
fantastic.
looking forward to
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Are you
So-
excited? You excited about that one?
I mean, if I don't get cut out, I'm going to be super happy.
Well, for some
yeah.
reason, you have 2 extra tickets to a premiere or something.
Absolutely.
You just, or a link. Send it our way.
You know, I did Mr. and Mrs. Smith, worked on it for 4 weeks with Angela Bassett
Really?
and Keith David, and we all got cut out.
Oh, that's the
All of you?
worst.
All of us.
What?
Yeah, they only used Keith David's voice.
I'm
and
so
we were
sorry.
all cut out.
That is awful.
Now you just
was such a
sometimes
small
you have to think,
film.
man, that editor must be really good.
Yeah, well,
Like in order to cut around all this work that's been put. Like,
and of course I'm like, it's my fault. They didn't like what I did, you know, and all of our scenes were together and they just cut us out. You know, 4 weeks on a huge movie with Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie.
It's huge.
It's huge. And I'm like, yes, it's happening again. And then I'm at the premiere and I'm like, why did they just call my reps and tell me it's not going to be in it?
you're sitting here the whole time like this,
Yeah, I brought my buddy Kevin.
and then the credits, the credits come on. You're like,
What? Sorry to hear about that.
I have a similar story. Like with I'm telling you this, it was on the Rugrats in Paris soundtrack. That was our gold record, right? I mean, and I don't remember hearing the song.
I do.
Where?
Sorry.
Where? But where is it?
They were in Paris. Well, obviously, it was Rugrats in Paris, but they were walking.
Yes,
it was
yes.
a montage,
They're
and they
in
were walking
Paris.
on cobblestones. Because I remember being like this. I think that's it, you guys. I think that's it.
I think I hear
I
it.
think I hear it.
What is it, like a little cartoon person and like playing it out of a window on one of the streets they're
Yeah.
walking by or something?
It was definitely not what we thought.
I need
it
to
was
go. I need to go back and listen. Apparently,
All right, question number 6 out of 7 for 7 questions.
Okay.
How old is Mickey Park?
the character.
Um,
Is there an actual answer to that or no?
35?
Okay, sure.
Yes,
that's
nailed
it. Awesome.
You didn't know.
Perfect. What was the price of the food order that you ordered when you punched the drive-through?
$5.29. $5.29.
Is that what you're doing in your head?
Yeah, because Nigel did the voice. It was like $5.29.
I love it. We'll take it.
Well, congratulations, you did win.
You did win.
But just in case you didn't,
But you did.
but you did.
But in case you didn't,
just in case you didn't.
win. But you did. There's a bonus
There's a
question.
bonus.
This is a bonus question. Okay. Got it.
Good.
Are you
Yes,
deferring
you.
to me? Okay.
Yes, I'm referring to you.
How many shows did No Authority and Together play together?
3?
Was it? I can.
I thought it was just one.
I remember Jones Beach.
Jones Beach,
obviously,
and
was
also-
it like a BLI show or something.
Yeah, and then we played didn't we play also in New York?
Was it
Buffalo?
Do we do
Okay.
about? Yes, 2.
2 shows.
2 shows.
Buffalo.
All right. Well, you know,
Well, congratulations.
you actually win more than we win because we weren't sure. So you win. You extremely win.
Are the winner.
You winner. Yeah.
Winning. The cassette tape is coming in the mail. Between 5 and 7 business days. Somebody has to be there to sign it. So
Usually 4 to 8 weeks.
oh yeah. Hold on.
We're going expedited shipping here.
Well, now is the time
Yes.
where we'd love for you to plug anything, promote anything. Please give us your handles.
So basically what we're doing is we're circling back to now, Solowitz on the rise. Let's look to, because you got a really exciting project that we kind of alluded to.
Yeah.
But that's launching actually very soon.
Yes, it is. July 26th is the reboot.
And this may or may not be out by then. Just as a heads up, because we have a few more episodes coming up. But
Seriously?
I'll try my best to have this out before that premiere.
Oh, okay, I got it. Well, I'm not in the first show anyways. Oh, okay. I'll come to the second episode.
Okay.
But so I have Veronica Mars.
It's pretty sweet.
Veronica Mars is
I mean,
awesome.
a nostalgic show.
Yeah.
You know, like a show from the early 2000s, and I get to be in it.
So what was the impetus behind this reboot of sorts? Like, was the story not finished?
Well, I mean, Veronica moved and
Okay.
and you know, she started a private PI PI firm, and what's going on now is she's going back to Neptune because people are dying.
Okay.
Ooh. I'm on the edge of my seat again. If you have a link or something you want to send us, we'd love to watch it.
Are dying.
It's so creepy.
But it's okay because it's just stupid kids.
It is stupid kids. All right, but,
Is it really?
Yeah, it's really
Awesome.
stupid kids. So I mean, you know, I'm so blessed to be like where I am today. You know, like I've gone through a lot, but
Yeah.
it's made me who I am today, and I found like the best partner in the world. You know, my fiance Shay, she's the
She
best.
puts up with your madness.
She's like my other half, you know,
And I feel like she's getting a pretty excellent version of you as well.
yes,
So-
she's. But I mean, we communicate. It's really important.
It's really very, very,
Communication is extremely important in relationships.
very, very happy for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. And so, you know, she gets to be on this journey with me, and then I get to be on. You know, she's a hairstylist, and you know, I got to see her go through school, and I work at a salon, and
Yeah.
I get to go on her journey. You know,
And she can work on your mullet
and
sometimes.
she can work on my mullet anytime.
Deep condition that mullet every now and
I
then.
condition that mullet every now and then. So, actually, the mullet's gone. I don't even know where it is.
Dang it.
I know. I wish it was still around. I'd bring it back. It's probably in one of my, you know, old cars, and
One of the
one of the
cars.
crash cars
Flew out the window.
flew out of the window. Exactly.
And
So,
then-
so with like, can you give us maybe a fun set story from Veronica Mars? Like, was there any fun, any shenanigans on set?
I mean,
any hijinks?
it was just you know, now every time when I work, because I do oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorite shows, and it's on Fox, and it's with Tim Allen. I just did it, and
Last Man Standing.
So I play it's Last Man Standing is one of my favorite shows, and Tim Allen's one of my favorite actors. And so I play Kyle Anderson, who's, you know, married to one of the Baxter daughters. Baxter's. It's about the Baxter family life. And
you had to fight our good friend Zach Bryan for the role, right? You guys had to
Did I?
had to fist fight for it.
I don't know.
Celebrity death match for
I don't know.
Celebrity
But I play his brother on that show, so I have a reoccurring on that show.
How cool is
great.
that, man?
And yeah, it was phenomenal. And it's just now I take, you know, the jobs and getting to work with Harrison Ford and
Oh wow.
you know, Call of the Wild. Like,
That's just that yeah. Harrison Ford, Call of the Wild. That's
Yes,
another reason
December.
why it's super exciting.
and things before I used to take for granted.
Right.
I don't anymore. You know, I'm
Yeah.
like
That just
so.
feels so good to go to work.
It does every second, and
And you're living in the moment. You're enjoying it.
I really am.
Yeah.
And you know, when other people are complaining because it's cold, and I'm like literally wearing nothing. You know, I'm just like.
So you just walk around
naked.
naked all the time, or
And, well, the outfit that they had me in was like, you know, it's cut off, and I'm just like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's freezing outside, and then people are complaining. I'm like, it's my birthday, and I'm like, it's good luck to work on your birthday as an actor,
yeah.
And I'm like, this is a blessing, you know, this is a freaking blessing, and to work with Tim Allen is a blessing, and to work, you know, Kristen Bell is a blessing, and
I mean these are
Ford,
iconic.
Iconic name.
yeah,
You know,
Well, we feel blessed to have you
absolutely.
on the Real ShowCast.
The
Thank you
iconic
guys for
Solowitz.
having me. It's awesome. Yeah. follow me on Facebook. I'm like,
but you recently started getting into like your Instagram. And,
I just did,
right?
yeah.
Like this is a brand new thing.
I didn't want to leave MySpace. So it was hard to go from MySpace to Facebook. And then as soon as I got into Facebook, then they were like, Instagram.
Alex is like on MySpace. Why isn't anyone writing me? Just like shouting into a cave.
I think my top 10 friends don't exist anymore.
I know.
It's just Tom.
It's just Tom.
Tom, yeah.
Yeah, Tom. And I write a message to my daughter on Facebook, and she's like, "Why don't you just write me on MySpace, Dad?" Like who does Facebook anymore? And I was like, it's like, so what's the thing now? And it's like Snapchat and Instagram.
Snapchat, yeah.
So
Snapchat's so clunky to me, though.
I like Instagram.
I like
Instagram.
I think my name is Solowat, SOLOWHAT at Solowat.
I thought your name was
Alex Solowitz. Yeah.
No, I think it's Solowat.
Solowat.
Solowat. So SOLOW.
You follow Solowat on Instagram.
SOLOWHAT.
Yeah. Yes. And I have, I'm going to start doing a monthly thing on YouTube, to just talk about the business, and stuff like that. And
well, maybe we'll come hop on not to invite ourselves, but maybe like if you'd like to have us over.
We're 100% inviting ourselves.
So we're just going to invite ourselves over.
Pretty sure, but you have to come to the Valley now.
That's tit for tat.
I'm fine. I'm in there.
Perfect. I'm already there.
Yeah. So yeah, I just I'm just loving every minute of it, and every day is a blessing.
Good.
So
wise words.
I've got no complaints.
Wise words.
Yeah. Thank you guys for having me on the show.
Thank you so much.
We appreciate it.
And a huge shout out to K-Jim.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
Amazing.
We appreciate you.
Who's listening? We love you.
So, thanks for joining us here on the Real ShowCast.
Thanks for having me.
As a wise man once said to me,
and he said it to me as well. He said, "Have your pets spayed or neutered. Down south, they may say uncootered." we hope you've laughed. We've made you feel. Till next time, y'all, keep it real.
Keep it real.
Oh yeah.